10 supplements that actually work. I'm gonna walk you through the science in just a moment. Very fun announcement at the end. Welcome in, peeps, to Friday training. Let's do this. Getting healthy doesn't have to feel hard simply by taking the right supplements. Your body can start working for you again instead of against you, which means things like more energy, better focus, stronger bones, steadier hormones, more fat loss, all without making big changes to the harder parts like your diet and your daily routine, although those are important. Today, I'm gonna share 10 of the best natural ingredients, nutrients, supplements that actually work. One of which can double the amount of muscle that you put on, another that can help you feel energized all day long, and one that has earned the nickname of nature's Ozempic by some people. In addition to their incredible health benefits, most of these also can help you burn fat, and I'm gonna show you the research on that as well. And I know that's why many of you are, what many of you are up to. I know that's what many of you are up to, and your goal is. So I'm gonna start with the supplements that have smaller fat loss benefits and then work my way up to those with the largest, which you won't wanna miss. Number one, most people think electrolytes are only for athletes. Gatorade, right? Powerade, they're the toxic stuff often drank on the sidelines or in a competition or in hot summer workouts. But your body actually needs them every single day to keep your body running the way it's supposed to. This is very underrated. Electrolytes are minerals that carry electrical signals through your nerves and through your muscles. We are very deficient on them. Those signals tell your body how to move, how to contract, how to release energy. And when those signals weaken, your energy drops. And then your metabolism usually drops with it. So that's where my first ingredient of Himalayan sea salt, in supplemental form, you can put it on your food as well. Mind salt is a comparable match. That's where this comes in. It's not the same as your bleached, processed table salt. It's what most people are pouring on their food. And it's also not the same as sea salt, where you're just taking water from the sea and then distilling it down and getting the salt out of it. And I'll tell you why there's a big difference in a second. Himalayan salt is mined from ancient seabeds, which means they've been protected and they are free from modern microplastics and modern pollution. And they are loaded with more than 80 trace minerals your body can actually use. It actually needs or requires, but they're so small, they have such small quantities in the system, the body can still function without them, but more than likely we're missing them with our standard processed food diets. Those minerals do a lot more than just flavor the food though. They help your body absorb water into the cells. They steady and help support healthy blood pressure levels. They keep your adrenal glands from burning out, especially when you are fasting or when you're trimming up the diet, trimming up the carbohydrates. Without enough electrolytes, you can start feeling lightheaded, tired, even crave sugar because your body is trying to bring the energy back up. So electrolytes from a source like a Himalayan salt, even just saying sea salt is not the criteria in the Living Good household anymore. We use it on our food. There's flats in Utah, Baja, Himalayan. But that's the type we want used in the electrolyte supplement. It eliminates the pollution and it gets you a higher level of the nutrients. These subtle differences, I'll break them down, just like this next one. Number two, methylated multivitamins. Most people take a multivitamin thinking that they're covering their bases. I appreciate that mentality. It's where a lot of people have started. But the truth is, your body might not be able to use many of the nutrients that are inside because so many of them are synthetic forms. I've gotten such an education on this over the last couple of years. The body can't use the nutrients inside because most of the store-bought vitamins use these synthetic forms. They're cheap to make. Chemicals can be created in a lab. They're not coming from food or extracted from food. And then your body has to work harder, or in some cases can't even use the nutrient, because they're trying to convert them into something that's going to give them the substrates to make the chemical reaction in your body to produce energy or produce a cell. So that conversion process, especially with several B vitamins, is called methylation. It has to be methylated first. So there's a process to do that, and then it can be used. It's what turns vitamins into their active, usable forms. Methylfolate comes from folic acid. Methylcobalamin is the active form of cobalamin, which is B12, for example. Here's the problem. A large amount, some studies, some research shows up to half of adults, there's varying ranges, I've seen everywhere from 20 to 50%, have breakdowns in the genes and gene variations that slow down the methylation process. And in some people, it doesn't get converted hardly at all. So if you are taking a multivitamin, a lot of it never gets activated. And then your body doesn't get enough key nutrients. So that is why I use, if I'm going to take a multivitamin, a methylated form of the multivitamin. They already come activated. So the cobalamin is not cyanocobalamin, which is using cyanide to pair with the B12 to get it into your body. You could probably guess that's the synthetic form. Versus methylcobalamin, which is the actual methylated version. It's already active. And they come in already activated in a form that your body recognizes immediately. So the nutrients actually reach your cells and don't stay in your blood. I see a lot of blood works where they're like, well, my B12 level's high in my blood. It's really high. I'm going to stop taking it. I'm like, well, what if you're just not absorbing it? So once that happens and your body does have an active form, or maybe you're having problems converting it, your body can go to work and do things like boost your energy production, protect your heart, support your brain health, your memory. The liver heavily relies on methylated multivitamins to remove toxins from your body and do everything else you'd expect from a good multivitamin. And that doesn't even bring up the conversation of chelated minerals that are in a multivitamin. There is active forms, there is synthetic forms. It's a huge mistake I see a lot of people make. They're very important, particularly in older adults, because the older we get, the more our bodies struggle to absorb nutrients altogether. So if you're over 50 and worried about nutrition, definitely check out a methylated multivitamin. Number 3, vitamin D plus K2 and some of its friends. Okay, let me explain. There are 2 nutrients, vitamin D and vitamin K2, not to be confused with K1. K1 is the blood thinner. K2, we'll explain in a moment. 2 nutrients that work best together. Must be taken together. Do not take them without. If you're taking one without the other, you're only getting half the benefit. You could be doing major harm to your arteries as well. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium as one of its jobs, and then use it to build strong bones, strong teeth. But with the absence of K2, without enough K2, the calcium can end up in the wrong places, like the arteries of your soft tissue, where it can harden and then it causes problems over time. So K2's job is to pick up the calcium out of the bloodstream, out of the vessels, out of the soft tissue, and then move it into your bones where it belongs. That's why the 2 are so important to come together and be taken together as a team. D brings the calcium in, K2 makes sure it gets delivered safely. But their benefits go way beyond bone health. Vitamin D, one of the most well-researched nutrients on the planet, extremely important in colder months wherever you live, prevents calcium buildup in the arteries. If you're worried about that, you got to get vitamin D3. D2 is the synthetic form. People that taking D2 had an increased death rate over time in the elderly. People taking D3 decreased death rate. It was a 6 to 8% swing just by taking D2 versus D3. So D3 is what we want. Preventing calcium buildup in your arteries. Prevent muscle weakness as you go. Keep your immune system strong. And vitamin K2 helps prevent your arteries from calcifying, as well as lowering your risk of heart diseases, because the stiffer those get, we want foods that are preventing that. We want nutrients that are preventing that. But K2 also helps your brain, your cognitive function, and can even protect against dementia and Alzheimer's. When it comes to belly fat and losing weight, a 3-year study actually showed that vitamin K2 significantly decreased visceral fat in postmenopausal women, preventing the middle-aged belly that typically happens after menopause. So a quality D3 plus K2, essential, but also very beneficial for weight loss. Essential overall as a nutrient. Now I like to add in some magnesium and some zinc. They all work together for absorbing. But that's in a different video. You can check that one out if you'd like. Maybe I'll put it in the comments below. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 is collagen. Protein. Synonymous. A form of protein. Whey, bean, all forms of protein. Collagen is the one that I pick and prefer. All have benefits. I take multiple sources of protein. I eat chicken, I eat burger, but collagen is the glue that holds your body together. It's not just a protein, it produces this glue. Connective tissue. Keeps your joints smooth, your skin more firm, your muscles strong. However, once you hit the age of 30, approximately, your natural collagen production starts to drop. And by 50, the decline accelerates. That's the point where people start to notice that they feel more stiff each day. And there's multiple factors in it, but one of them is the connector of all connective tissue. They take longer, people do, to recover after workouts with lower collagen. So in addition to protecting joints, a good collagen supplement also helps with bone density and then overall muscle mass, because it is a source of protein. You oftentimes don't have to take lots of extra other sources of protein. You're eating healthy, clean protein in your meals, and then I add this into my regimen, collagen, once or twice a day. In a year-long study for women, that took just 5 grams a day. It significantly increased their bone density. Something that simple, just consistent over time. That's something very few supplements can do. And when it's combined with something like strength training, where you're adding a little bit of weights in your high intensity workout, you can almost double the amount of muscle that you build, no matter your age. That extra lean muscle speeds up your metabolism, and that helps your body burn fat around the clock. But that's not the only way collagen helps with fat loss. It also works as a protein, keeping you full longer after meals. So you naturally eat less without even trying. There's a lot of days during my work week that I'll just have collagen protein. I'll have my coffee and then mid-morning have some collagen protein. Keeps me full and provides lots of nutrients. And I'm not hungry because it fills you up. It's a great strategy to put in your morning coffee or your morning routine to help reduce the amount of calories that you're going to eat for the rest of the day. All right, for number 5, real quick, if you are enjoying this video so far, just be sure to like it. Hit the subscribe button. When you do that, it helps get this information to more people that need to hear this kind of guidance, but it also makes sure that you'll see more videos like this in the future. Next, number 5, a greens powder. Most people don't come close to eating enough fruits and vegetables. And when your body runs low on nutrients, it doesn't just affect your health, it affects how well your metabolism works. And that's where a quality greens powder can help close that gap on days that you're busy or days you're on the go or you just didn't enjoy or weren't preferring green leafy vegetables and fruits. It's not meant to replace food, right? I just know there's gaps. But it just gives you concentrated nutrition from all sorts of things. And depending on the brand that you use, you can expect things like vegetables, lots of leafy greens, certain grasses that are loaded with nutrients, a wheatgrass or a barley grass. And those are actually very, very low or no gluten because they cut them before they mature. And so they're green, right? algae, spirulina, chlorella, really packed with a lot of nutrient and protein, by the way. And then extras like probiotics, digestive enzymes, antioxidants, fruits, all in one scoop. So the list of benefits from taking all these is just as long as the nutrients that are in there oftentimes, with studies showing results like helping support healthy blood pressure levels, moving at percentage points in over 90 days because you're getting so much nutrition in, a massive boost to the immune system, supporting the gut, supporting the good bacteria that lives in the gut, higher energy levels. You can imagine when you're very deficient in these healthy foods and you get a concentrated dose, energy goes up. Even improved cognitive function and eye health. And then when it comes to fat loss, there's evidence that something called thylakoids, it's a compound found in spinach extract, which is commonly used in green powders. It can increase that fat loss, comparing those that took it, didn't take it, by as much as 43%. Not to mention that greens powders can indirectly support fat loss by improving the overall performance of the body, which includes the metabolism. So it fills a nice gap. Number 6, magnesium. It's one of the most important nutrients for your entire body. And yet almost everyone is low in it, especially past the age of 50. Some research shows up to 90% of people. Magnesium is responsible for hundreds, like as many as 600, different critical functions inside of your body. But most supplement forms only give you one form. And your body needs several. There's 7 main ones that cover the bases. There's more than one type of magnesium. There's actually as many as 13, and some of them are just used in cleaning products or used just in food, and so going through that research, there's 7 that really cover the multiple areas of the body to cover up and provide so the body can perform those 600 different functions. So the 7 that are the most important ones that you should consider taking and using on a daily basis, each working for a different part of the body. Some examples. Magnesium oxide, for example, right? It can help the digestive system move. It also helps calm down the digestion in the body, and it can have an impact if you get lots of pain or migraines in the head, okay? This is probably the less priority one, but it does have some benefits to it, right? It's very easily accessible, right? Citrate's a very popular one, right? That supports bone health, supports heart health, supports the muscles growing. It's also very easily absorbed into the body. Magnesium glycinate, also another very common one, helps reduce just the strain. It helps balance moods and the stresses that we face, which impacts the quality of your sleep, and then even balances out that mood and those low mood moments. Magnesium malate can have an impact on chronic fatigue and soreness in the muscle. It also helps support healthy blood pressure levels and blood sugar levels. Magnesium taurinate. It's good for protecting your heart. It's good for helping support insulin sensitivity. It can also help your brain and your mental health. Magnesium aspartate. This is the one that helps athletic performance and reduces muscle fatigue. And there's my favorite, magnesium amino acid chelate, because it's so close to the food form. It gives you dramatically superior absorption. Helps support just about all the bodily functions, and it's one that can cross the blood-brain barrier to get into the brain. If you only take one of these, you're helping that one area of the body where magnesium can get delivered by that substrate, that attachment, that vehicle. But the rest of your body stays deficient. So that's why some people take magnesium and then they still don't feel any better, because they've never restored the mineral everywhere it's needed because that vehicle can't get it delivered. However, when you get all 7 forms working together, your body finally has enough magnesium to support everything it's involved in, which is more than 600 processes that help keep you healthy and energized. So as a result, it's deeper sleep, it's faster recovery, it's thinking clearer, and then your metabolism can finally work at a full capacity again. In fact, higher magnesium intake reduces the risk of obesity by 50%, significantly improving BMI and body fat levels. Now, even if you're taking all 7 forms, there's one more thing to consider adding to it, because it's not what you take, it's what you absorb. And magnesium is competing to try to get absorbed in the gut. So you might want to add in a prebiotic fiber. And my favorite of those is chicory root. It helps to feed the good bacteria in your gut, leading to fermentation and a more acidic environment, a more absorptive environment for the magnesium as it comes through. Believe it or not, taking your magnesium supplement with the chicory root can increase the absorption by as much as 68%. So if you're going to the trouble of taking magnesium or the 7 forms of magnesium, consider adding a little prebiotic fiber to get more out of them. Let's go to 7. We're working our way down, prioritizing these supplements and their benefits on losing weight. So next, let's talk creatine. Might be one of the most misunderstood nutrients in the world because it got a stigma early on in its discovery. People still think it's like a steroid or something only for the gym bros to take. But it's actually one of the best supplements for older adults. Your body naturally makes a little bit of creatine on its own on a daily basis, but not enough to keep up oftentimes with the day-to-day needs because of the onslaught of how much our poor nutrition and stress levels are degrading our muscle and our energy each day. That creatine production is working on overdrive to try to keep up. And it's a big deal because creatine powers both the muscles and your brain. So when the levels drop, you lose strength, you lose energy, and you lose mental sharpness. Also, after the age of 50, that production factory slows down right when you need it the most. So unless you're eating nearly a pound of meat or fish every day, which is where it comes from, you're probably not getting enough. Now, fortunately, all it takes is adding a small daily dose of creatine to change that really fast. Research shows that older adults who take creatine while exercising, right post-exercise, gain about 3 pounds of lean muscle and increase strength by up to 15%. And that's just in a few months. And just like with collagen, that new muscle means faster metabolism, more fat burning. And when you're sitting on the couch, all you need to get the benefits is about 5 grams a day. When you pair it with magnesium, specifically the citrate kind, which we just talked about, has an impact on digestion and absorption. When you pair that with the creatine, your body absorbs and uses the creatine even better. I have an entire video explaining everything you need to know about taking creatine, especially if you're over the age of 50. I'll include a link to that video in the description below for anyone that's interested. You can dig in there. Let's go to number 8. One of my favorites. Next up is omega-3 and turmeric. I put them together because they're 2 of the most powerful supplements in the world for supporting healthy inflammatory levels. And when you combine them together, they work even better as a pair. Now let's look at omega-3 first. It comes from fish. Oftentimes we don't get enough fish into our diet. So this just makes up that ground, just like the greens make up the gap for vegetables, fruits. These fish oils support healthy inflammatory markers, those markers that tend to increase as we age. While curcumin, which is the active ingredient in the root of turmeric powder, that also supports normal inflammatory pathways throughout the body. And these are 2 of the most well-researched at doing that exact thing, helping those levels. It's particularly helpful for giving relief to the joints. Both of these also work to protect your brain as you age, and studies show that omega-3 that is rich in EPA and DHA not only keep your brain cells healthy, but can even slow down memory decline. Similarly, studies with turmeric show that it can improve memory test scores by as much as 28%. As if that weren't enough, the 2 of them also help your heart, your blood vessel health, building muscle mass, and even slowing down how fast you age at a cellular level. Now, when it comes to fat loss, the reason this is in the top 3 on the list is both of these supplements have a lot of research backing them up. Like omega-3 not only helps you feel more full for longer, just like collagen does, but it can also increase your metabolism by as much as 14%. And they've been shown to specifically target belly fat. Meanwhile, the turmeric activates something called brown adipose tissue, brown fat, which burns calories to produce heat. Turmeric also prevents your body from creating new fat cells and even forces existing ones to break down. So taking the 2 of the supplements and even taking them together, I feel like is a no-brainer in a very pro-inflammatory world where there's a lot of inflammation causing habits. This helps to support healthy levels. Number 9, moringa, which is something referred to as the miracle tree. And for good reason. It's one of my favorite nutrients. If you could have a favorite nutrient, I guess I'm a geek like that. It's loaded with 92 different nutrients inside of this plant. Included in that are 46 antioxidants and 36 anti-inflammatory compounds. The health benefits of this simple nutrient, off the charts, helps your body process sugar better, leading to better blood sugar levels. It has multiple powerful compounds that help to support a healthy inflammatory response in the body. It supports healthy LDL cholesterol levels, healthy triglyceride levels, and healthy HDL levels. The antioxidants fight all the free radical damage that's created by all the stress we're under and the chemicals we're taking in. That protects your cells from damage and slows down the aging process. But moringa's real power might lie in its ability to help you burn fat. In a 16-week trial with overweight adults, people who took moringa blended with some other ingredients lost an average of 12 pounds. That's about 6 times more than the placebo group. It also increased a hormone called adiponectin. I'm getting the words out of my mouth today. It signals your body to burn fat for fuel. So when you take moringa consistently, you're not just cutting calories or suppressing your appetite, you're actually helping your body naturally burn instead of store fat. It's like lubricating the engines of your system. So energy is better, fat burning is better, instead of the grind that so many of us put ourselves through each day. Now, before you just go out and grab any moringa, got to be careful. Most of what's on the market, it's wild, the claims on this thing. A lot of brands are using the extract. So they say you get like 10,000 milligrams, but it was just extracted. It's not the actual leaf. It's a lower quality. It's not real leaf powder. Because you're not going to fit 10,000 milligrams into a small little capsule of that, and you lose the nutrients in that process, all the antioxidants. Or it's grown in a contaminated soil, or some are packed with fillers, stripped away the nutrients that make moringa effective in the first place. So quality matters. Quality matters. If you want pure organic moringa made from the leaves, not from the roots, because that's what you're looking for. That's where you want to get it. Nearly all the nutrients come from those leaves. So that's what I would look for. So you want to look for pure organic moringa made from the leaves, not the roots, because that's where nearly all the nutrients come from. So I just made my own of that one. That's exactly what I focus on. It's 1,000 milligrams of organic moringa, and that's it. There's no other additives or junk or inflated numbers on the label. It's just the real form to support the healthy blood sugar levels, the energy, the fat metabolism. I'll put a link for it below if you want to look at that, okay? Along with the details on how to use it. Let's go to number 10. If there's any supplement out there that can help to burn fat, as well as moringa, okay? Moringa is my top pick because of that lubrication of the gears. I think it works for a lifestyle where you're stressed and you're not eating right, you're taking on a lot of chemicals. That's what equips the system to deal with it. But there's another one that can be extremely beneficial because of where fat begins. So the nutrient is berberine. It's It's been used for thousands of years in natural healing. And today, the research behind it is some of the strongest that you'll find for any supplement on the list. It's so effective at balancing and supporting healthy blood sugar levels and improving metabolism. Some researchers out there even call it nature's Ozempic, okay? I think Moringa can hold the same name. But here's how it works. Berberine activates an enzyme called AMPK. That's the same burning switch that your body turns on when you exercise or when you fast. When AMPK activates, your cells pull sugar and fat out of the bloodstream, and then they start burning them up for energy instead of storing them. In one 3-month clinical trial, adults taking berberine saw 13% reduction in BMI, helped support healthy cholesterol, helped balance better insulin. It also it's been shown to improve gut bacteria, support healthy triglyceride levels, and support healthy liver function. And the reason for that is because this one really targets the liver, and that's the key to opening the door to burning fat, because it's the first place that it gets burned up. When you change your nutrition and when you lower your eating, you start doing some fasting, the fat that's in the liver starts burning up first. Berberine can activate that before you even begin the nutrition, let alone when it's paired with the nutrition. And that's why I include it in my liver support, because it's such a good liver supporter. And when you support that whole liver, it unlocks that metabolism boost. So all of these things are critical pieces of long-term fat loss and a healthy metabolism. So there you have it. 10 supplements with sound research to consider adding to your regimen, especially over the age of 50, and especially if your focus is you want to lose the weight. Now, please don't step aside the lifestyle changes and everything else I'm teaching so regularly on this channel to change your habits, but these are the add-ons. And if you want versions of them you can trust, I created my own line of these that I use personally, and every single one that I talked about today, I've actually, outside of, my collagen protein, I've already put in my body today. The berberine, the moringa, the omega turmeric, the vitamin D, all have already gone in. My creatine and my protein is sitting here. So it's just stuff that I'm doing as a doctor. I just think if a lot more people had a doctor that said, hey, okay, I see you're struggling with your health. Here's what I do. Here's what I eat. Here's how I move. Here's the regimen I'm taking. That collectively together, we would be building health together. Not take this pill that I would never take and hope it works for you and not actually help you get to the cause of those issues. So I'll put a link to what I use down below if you're curious about that. And then before you stock up on any supplements, you need to know this. If you're missing the key vitamins that your body runs on, nothing we just talked about is going to work in the way that it should. And without those vitamins, your cells can't absorb, they can't use nutrients from the supplements. It's like they're trying to run a car without an engine in it. So my next video, I want to break down the vitamins that your body actually needs, ranking them from worst to best. And that way you know exactly which vitamins to focus on, which ones you can skip or set aside for now. And you'll also learn what each vitamin does inside your body, how to spot a deficiency, and the few that almost everyone over the age of 50 is missing. So I will put a link to that video right here. Click to watch it next, and I'll see you there.